Hey everyone, it's James. Welcome to the channel. Okay, so today I'm going to try to just have them hone in on a topic, whoever them is, and talk deeper about timelines. I think because there's a lot of misunderstanding, and I think even as words are attempted to explain it to help us get closer to the idea of timelines, we're still only like a microscopic sneak peek into really the elegance of what they are and how they function in this reality and other realities. So I'm going to call in an energy. We will see. And hopefully we'll get some good information about timelines. So let's see what happens here. Greetings. We are a Sirius B Collective. It is a great honor to be able to speak with you today and to share any pertinent information as it relates to timelines and how they impact this reality. There is some data that we will derive in the explanation based on this avatar's memory banks. For it has been explained in the past about horizontal and vertical timelines. A horizontal timeline is one that is occurring now and or has already happened. But due to time, it is being experienced based on a lag. For instance, as you watch a movie, it might be from 0 to 2 hours. The movie is complete in its totality and package. But where you are within that movie, you are still experiencing it. This is a horizontal timeline. When you have déjà vu, you are tapping into a memory of a horizontal timeline. As you begin to envision things for yourself, or you have crystal clear visions of what you want, this is a horizontal timeline. You are tapping into something that is already known by you. Now, a vertical timeline are those where you have free will. You are now creating the new. It can't be spoken of because it hasn't happened yet. In the initial example, if the movie is up to 2 hours long or 120 minutes, it would be akin to describing what happens at 121 minutes. You cannot, for it has not happened. Now, as you are within a horizontal timeline. And you begin to awaken into the deeper understanding that you can now choose to shift this timeline. And so it turns into a vertical aspect. So listen closely. As the horizontal timeline had its own past, present, and future, as in the movie that you were in the middle of. But now you've made choices that no longer coincide with this horizontal timeline. So now you have made a vertical choice, which, if you were to go back to the movie, has now changed the past, present, and what the future will be. You're on a new timeline. However, your recollection of that change is not apparent. For as you move into a new timeline, based on your choice and free will, the imprint of this change fills your memory banks. And so you can't discern if you made the change. So as far as you are aware, you've always been on the same timeline, but the shift has happened. Now, there are subtleties that come into play that as you awaken, the so-called Mandela effect, where you start to become aware of subtle shifts and changes in your memory recollection, where you could have sworn a scene that you experienced was that. But when you communicate with family or friends, they describe it quite differently. Or something that you recall, whether it be a song or a movie. And you swear the title or the character said X, but when you go rewatch it, it is different. These are indications that you have jumped timelines. Oftentimes, these timelines are just subtle, meaning there isn't a significant impact on future events. But other times, they can be much bigger, impacting the collective. So let us give you another example of this. When there are people channeling or sharing information, it is mostly coming from a horizontal timeline. For they're speaking about information, knowledge, or wisdom that has already occurred, which is how the information is readily available to speak about. Now, in some instances, you may hear people speak about something more fear-based, not bad or good, But maybe there is a specific being or collective or species that is talking about doing X, Y, and Z to the planet. Or the complete opposite. Maybe it's the angelics speaking about the utopian future. Both are timelines that are true. The difference is that as these words are spoken, both are hoping to perpetuate the energy or frequency of the message. So for instance, let's just say the initial beings that are talking about doomsday for the planet. They are speaking from a timeline that is very much on that path, or that they hope to be on that path. Now, what brings it into reality is emotion, energy in motion, meaning there needs to be enough of the collective that believes in this message, that sparks or perpetuates their own emotions towards this belief system, that it creates a snowball effect, affecting enough of the collective to pull that timeline into this now reality. This is what is happening. This goes for the angelic channel as well. Now, based on where humanity is headed, there are many parties at play that want to pull it in both directions. For this is the beauty of the separation of consciousness. And so what is important is that as you hear messages, listen to the message, but feel the frequency of what is being shared. Always use your own discernment. We are not here to say one is right or wrong. For the path will be the path. But we hope this has shed some more insight or light into these different aspects of time or timelines. There are two more things we would like to add. The first is there is certainly the option to visualize what you want or what you desire and to call that in. You go into the feeling of this. You focus on the thing and believe it to be true. Again, if you visualize specific things, it is a timeline that has already happened. There is another option where you just hold the essence of the feeling in your heart. And this is where you have to be honest with yourself. Where is the vision coming from? Is it coming from a desire to want more? To need something different? Because this is a different energy than one unattached, coming from the vibratory state of the heart. It's a place that can't be described. It is a feeling. Whether you want to call in a family or a lifestyle, if it's done from the purity of your heart, without the desire to need or want something more or less, and you hold that frequency, the universe will match this and bring that into reality. For many, it's about abundance or having more money. We just say, be thoughtful of the energy behind what is driving this. For you may get what you want, but it may come with an unexpected ripple effect. We hope this makes sense. The beauty of the universe is that it is vast. And what you think may be impossible is not. And so while envisioning something that you want is understandable, but when you go into your heart and go into the purity of the feeling of how you would feel for this place you would like to live, or this family you would like to have, or this job you would like to experience, when you go into the feeling of it from the purity of the heart, without envisioning all of the details, you allow the magic of the universe to match that frequency and bring it into existence. And many times, this will look much different than what you would have envisioned. Because we do not know what we don't know. We hope this has cast some light on the idea of timelines. We thank you so much for your time. No pun intended. We look forward to any future discussions that may arise. Thank you. That was actually Probably the best articulated that I've heard so far. Uh, yeah, the beauty of the vertical timeline is that where we have our own free will to choose. And it takes a certain level of awareness and consciousness to understand that part. Because many times in a horizontal timeline, we aren't really making the choice. We are being guided by the direction of that path, or the ego thinks it's making the choice, so it chooses. But really, uh, there's a lot of predeterminism in the horizontal one because it's already happened. So we're really just going through the motions, even though we're experiencing along the way, um, and thinking that we're driving the car. Excuse me. Until we get into a place where we realize that we are sovereign free beings and that we can choose, we can alter these different timelines. And so I know there's more details to that I think go beyond uh, our own comprehension as we start to get into that and how it affects other things. I think they shared a very simplistic and beautiful example of what that might look like and how it changes the past, present, future. Um, in doing that, I think there's more nuances to how those intersect with each other, but hopefully that sheds some more light on timelines. And wow, when we start to become the witness of it all, and we start to really start to see the changes that are taking place, where the Mandela effect starts to become more and more real, because we all of a sudden, it's not something from years and years ago, but we change timelines like that, and we're like, oh, holy cow, I can't believe just yesterday I knew that happened, but then it shifted. And so it's really about tuning into those shifts, becoming more aware, and the best way to become aware is to really slow down. That is something I'm working on, and yeah, the more we slow down, the more we can be present in each moment, and then the more we can recognize the nuances in each moment as well. So I hope you enjoyed. Sending you guys so much love. If you like this, please hit the hug the like button, and subscribe. And if you have feedback or comments, I'd love to hear from the community. This is very much a collective community. All of us together can we start to share our ideas, and that's where all the ahas start to come to the surface. So I hope you have a beautiful day.